Hey everybody, Ghibli here bringing you episode 8 of Get Ranked. So this time we're going to take a look at Paladin. Not one of my favorite classes or heroes, I have to say. For me, they feel very clunky. They're still very powerful, and maybe just because I don't have the cards, there's a whole bunch of reasons that could add up to a hero feeling not so smooth to somebody. Most of the time, it has to deal with the cards that you have in your deck or the hero cards that are available to you if you just don't have the right one. Now, I don't play Paladin all the time, so this is the deck that I just kind of assembled with not very much knowledge. So I guess I wouldn't say knowledge, but I guess not too much cohesion as I would put in like my shaman deck or something like that. So I end up getting second turn, which is really good. I go up against mage, and I have a decent start. Got a bunch of low level cards. Have my my knife juggler there, and already what I'm thinking about doing is waiting a turn, summoning my knife juggler, coining up, and getting noble sacrifice. So when he tries to kill it with a frostbolt or something, it will be taken up by the noble sacrifice. However, and I didn't realize that spells did not affect that. So what I was planning on hoping what would happen, was my juggler would stay alive and it'd be a dominant force at the start of the game. But what actually ends up happening is he ends up just killing it with a spell, and my secret doesn't activate. Now, I'll talk about that a little bit more. So basically what I'm doing is I'm anticipating the mage to have a frostbolt. And already this mage, I'm going to yell at this mage. He was really slow on his moves, and it was very frustrating. But anyway, so here's my move. So I coin up, get the extra mana, summon my juggler, and then summon my noble sacrifice. Now, since it doesn't affect spells, and I realized this after I've done the game, I probably would have done a Hand of Protection. That would have forced him to at least use a Fire Blast to get rid of the shield, and then he wouldn't have enough mana to frostbolt it or anything else. Maybe Arcane Missiles. Then he's dealing with RNG. So, a little bit of a risk there. But, that's all right. So, here I decided to do two things. I reinforce, and I Blessing of Might. Now, once again, I think my guy's safe. I should have Hand of Protection there. And there I also make another mistake. Instead of killing the 2 health minion, I killed the 1 health. Now, I should have gone to the 2 health minion and then killed the 1 health with my reinforcement after. So, bit of a mix-up there. Paladin is a lot about, moving your characters in the right order, planning ahead. And here you can see Fireball. Boom. It goes right through it. My secret doesn't activate. And my secret clearly states whenever something attacks, I get a 2-1 defender. Now, I won't go too far into detail, but I think that's super unfair. I don't think that. I think if it says that, it should affect spells, and this is why mages and priests and some warlock builds are just really powerful in this game, is because of the fact that, spells just go through everything. I mean, if you can run an all-spell mage deck and just ram somebody down through spells, dealing direct damage to whatever you want. And I think that's really unfair at times. I think maybe certain taunts should affect it, or definitely that secret should affect it, But anyway, so then I got a second True Silver weapon. I summoned that. It's 4 damage. Go ahead. All right, awesome. So end up seeing what he has, over there. Ends up being Ice Bear. So I'm like, all right, cool. I put my minion. It's easy to go. Whatever I need to. But I have my little reinforcement out there, which fighting a mage as a paladin is very difficult because he can just kill off your little minions like that with his hero power. So it's almost a direct counter. But that's all right. So end my turn there, trying to keep that card draw. I have a Consecration in my hand, Equality. Really good to have. Equality makes it so every minion has 1 health on the field. So you can combo that really nicely once you get to 6 mana with Consecration and just clear the entire board. So really good. Those are really 2 good cards to have in your deck, together, because if you combo them off, it works incredibly well. So here's this mage. Man, this guy took so long to do his moves. Just got really frustrating. So there he summons a Mechanic, and then kills my guy once again. Really frustrating, but not a huge problem. So I get my my True Silver champion out, take out his dwarf or his gnome or whatever it is, and summon another reinforcement just to see maybe his dragon will go for my hero. He'll die, or his hero power is just gonna, or he'll go for my reinforcement. But with that hero power, it's I'm just summoning because I have that 2 mana. Might as well get a card out on the field. I don't really want to use anything else. So there's lots of things that you can do with the Paladin. There's a lot of really good like stacking buffs with Paladin. Like you have like Blessing of Kings, Blessing of Might, Divine Shield. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do that make it really interesting in playing a Paladin. Personally, like I said, I think it feels really clunky. And that's why I picked this video to show you guys, is for the fact that, I have a bunch of other videos recorded with Paladin, but I wanted to show you this one because it's just so, like, I don't want to say clunky again, but that's what it is. It's just, it's not smooth. Nothing flows really well together, and that kind of frustrates me at times. just does. So here, he had a mirror entity, so I end up going right for his taunt. I'll heal myself 1, because I'll take that damage. And I end up using my Consecrate on top of it, and then taking out the minion that he basically copied off of me with my reinforcement, ending my turn. I've cleared the board, and I still have my 3/3 minion out there, so I can kind of deal with what he has, unless he's got like Frostbolt or whatever. It's a mage. You have no idea what he's going to do. He could have anything for you. So obviously he's thinking there. What I'm thinking about doing, I have a silence, I have my divine shield, I have, equality. I have a good array of minions in my hand to deal with whatever he throws at me. So here he summons his Berserker. So a really strong card to have on a mage. By the way, any of you guys who are playing mage, very, very powerful, because you can just ping it, with your hero power, and it's going to buff it. So I end up silencing. I know how strong it is. Use my silence on it. And then decide to summon my reinforcement, and I go right for the face because I know he's gonna want to go for my 3/2 because he can kill it with his Berserker. So I'm going to try and max out the utility of him by going right for the damage to his hero. So you kind of want to play like that as well for all classes. Think about what the next move is going to be. Like, here, he's going to summon a Sorcerer Apprentice, then I'm thinking, okay, here comes like a whole bunch of spells. There he's got his Frostbolt, takes out my 4/3 silence. He can still take out basically what I'm anticipating him to do was basically take that guy out, take out my 3/2 with his Berserker, and take out my 1/1 with his hero power. That's what I'm anticipating him to do. He summons another secret, and then another Sorcerer's Apprentice. Personally, I would have done vice versa. You would have had more mana. Maybe it doesn't matter for him, but, whatever. And he just ends up not doing what I thought he would do, which is, all right. Nothing wrong with that. So I get some card draw on him, give him the Divine Shield, and then attack his hero, because I know maybe he has like an Ice Block or a Vaporize or another mirror entity. It's probably a mirror entity, is what I'm thinking. And I go, well, might as well just summon my taunt. And that was probably not the best idea of ideas. And yeah, so I go like, oh, well, crap. There goes that. He's kind of won at that point. And that he's got a really good taunt. I can't deal with it. It's kind of a lose-lose situation, especially since I have a 3/2. My taunt will deal, once it dies, the Abomination will deal 2 damage to everything on the field, including heroes. So that means my entire board will be wiped. He could have a Frostbolt or a Fireball. So he actually ends up Frostbolting it, so now it's at 1 health, and he can just ping it. It would kill his Sorcerer and all my board, but it would keep his Abomination alive and his Berserker alive. So he ends up trying to kill it with, the Sorcerer, because it's going to die anyway. So there my secret activates. Yay. I was hoping that he would attack with the Abomination, kind of trade, but it would backfire. But, he was a little bit smarter than I thought he, intended. Always, never underestimate your opponent. So he ends up clearing my board there. He keeps his Abomination, and he keeps his Berserker. And then summons a Water Elemental. So he's got board control completely here. You know, really dangerous for me. You know, I have 21 health now. However, I have that equality still, and I end up pulling a Hammer of Wrath, so this is really good. So this is what you want to do at this point. You want to equality first before you summon your creatures. So, and then I Hammer of Wrath his Abomination, which will deal 2 damage to everything on the field, killing his entire board. He has 1 card, I have 3. I summon my Reinforcement and my turn. This puts me at card advantage. He still has health advantage, but I have my Guardian of Kings or Knights or whatever. It heals me for 6, so I'm in a decent place right now. He summons his Frostwolf Warlord. Really good card. I wouldn't use it on a mage, though, personally. So this guy's deck might need a little bit of fine-tuning as well. So would mine. We'll add at that. So here I decide, okay, well, it's a 4/4 out there, so... You know, I said, okay, well, I get my Questing Adventure. I say, sure. Some of my Questing Adventure. Then my Guardian of Kings. Now, what I probably should have done was maybe some of the Redemption. Instead of Guardian followed by, you know, something else. Just to kind of bait it, you know. Get rid of his 4/4, but keep mine alive. But, because now he's able to kill it. That guy will stay alive, his 4/4. My Questing Adventure will die. He decides to go Arcane Missiles, and he gets some super luck here, and it just completely kills my guy. Really huge RNG, you know, randomness. So I throw him a well played just because that was ridiculous. He buffs his Cleric, pings my 5/6, and then trades. So, kind of sticky situation for me here. So I end up Faceless Manipulator, get a good card draw, Faceless Manipulator, and then followed that out by Redemption Secret. So if once he kills it, since he has no other cards, it'll come back to life, and I'll be good to go. You know, I can clear his board if I need to. So he could draw a Frostball. Right now he's just top decking. We're kind of just top decking right now. It's getting to that point in the game. It's gone on for a while. It's very frustrating. Arcane Missiles, you know, 2 to my hero. He's tried for the RNG again, didn't quite work. He knocks it down to a 3/1, and then goes right for my hero. So I'm actually kind of happy about that he goes right for my hero. You know, so I end up killing his Cleric. Mine gets summoned back. I summon my Golem, and then I do my Reinforcement. So now he can ping my Cleric next, but that's still using one of his pings on that. You know, that's still 2 mana, which is not much at 10 mana. However, he's still forcing himself to use that on my Cleric instead of any of my other minions. So it's putting me at board advantage. We're at like equal card advantage at the moment. I have 1 more card ahead of him, but I have complete board advantage at the moment. So I end up drawing a Hammer of Wrath. I use it, go right for his face. I need that card draw more than anything right now. I need that card draw. Draw a Consecration, meh, that's all right. Summon another Reinforcement, and then go right for the face. So all I'm having right now is board control. Board control, board control, board control. Such an important thing in this game. You know, it's just what wins the game. You know, health and cards are equally as important, but board control is so important, and you get that through cards and card draw, and you should use your health as a resource to get more cards and more minions on the field, because at the end of the day your health's not winning you the fight. You know, it's your minions on the field that's dealing the damage and your spells. Once again, this mage is so frustrating, but I felt like this was the best video I had to show you guys how clunky a Paladin can be. Like it's very like, if you don't have the cards, you can't do much, and especially against certain opponents like a mage. So I thought it was a good example. He ends up just, fire blasting one of my Reinforcements and summoning Silverhand Knight. So I'm like, all right, Silverhand Knight. And then Frostwolf Grot, so I'm like, yes, I have a Consecration in my hand. Almost all that was I. And then to top it off, I get a Blessing of King. So get my Consecration out there. Boom. Takes out 2 of his 3. And then I Blessing of Kings my Golem so that it won't die. And then he'll have a 6/3 creature to deal with. Plus 2 reinforcements. So that's a pretty dangerous situation. Now, next turn I also have my spell card that will double my golem's attack. So he'll be a 12/3 if my golem doesn't die from a frostbolt. So that is obviously a risk you have to take. So if he, obviously he can kill my reinforcements, but it would still be really dangerous. I'll have 13 damage on him, 8 once he kills it. Because it's, 12 plus 1. So he ends up ending his turn, he has nothing on the field, and I end up getting Avenging Rat. So it's like, okay, well here you do, it's kind of like a numbers game. It'll do 8 damage directly to his face, plus 6, that's 14, plus 1, my minion, my reinforcement, that's game. I have 15 damage. I can't play both my double power. So, boom, 7 health, golem, reinforcement for the win. So now you can make plays like that with Paladin, where it kind of makes up for it. But once again, very sluggish, very clunky, very bizarre to play, in my opinion. I felt like I feel like this hero could use some fine tuning, because there's some things in it that make it very strong, but that's only if you have like certain cards and that you can stack them on top of each other. But once again, those can also be countered real easily by a silence or a polymorph or a hex, or it's a very bizarre hero. So, but hopefully they're gonna fine tune it. Hopefully they'll fix that secret issue. Decent hero, don't know if it's completely for me. I hope this was informative and showed you kind of like the style of Paladin that I usually witness. Sometimes you see Paladins with these crazy cards. In Arena, it's a totally different story. This is, ranked constructive play. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen episode 7, check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Also, if you guys want to give me a subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. As well as follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ghibli. Be awesome. And also check out the Bloody Tech Twitch. I stream there every Friday morning. And there's usually some cool little giveaways and prizes that we do. So check that out. All right. See ya.